today I thought it would be fun to take a tour around the kitchen and talk about some of our favorite kitchen tools. I'm going to show you some of mine, and I would love to hear about some of yours. Maybe you have some things that I need and I just don't know it yet. So definitely let's share with each other and learn from each other. So I'm going to start off here. We always keep a Brita water pitcher on the counter so we can have filtered water. So this thing probably gets refilled how many times a day, you think? About 5. 5 by you and probably 3 or 4 by me. So there's 4 of us drinking out of that, and all of our water we drink filtered. And we just don't like cold water anymore, but if we need it to be cold, we'll just go and get some ice out of the refrigerator. And then I think I introduced you guys to the little hot pot on one of our calls, and I use this constantly throughout the day. It literally takes like 30 seconds to get hot water out of there, or to even just, freshen up your cup, which is what I'm doing. And this little bowl, I'm lazy. Once I get my tea where I want it, I will reuse my tea bag. So I keep that little bowl there so I can reuse my tea bag. It's probably one of those pet peeves Jeff has. Kind of like the shake bottle that's everywhere.
That's my shake bottle.
Yes, it's the only thing he drinks out of.
24/7.
Exactly. Okay, so here's my biggest gadget drawer that I love. And let's see, let's start with my favorite thing. So my garlic press, could not live without this. Use garlic all the time in everything. And all you have to do is push it down there. We actually saw this little guy though at one of the Parkville Days kind of things. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but this is like a little plastic thing you can stick your garlic in, and you just rub it, and it takes the skin off of it. So ta-da, the skin is gone. And then you grate it right onto this thing. It's got some texture on it. And then when you're ready to put it into your dish, you just scrape that in there. So it's a different way to do it. This actually came with a little herb grinder, and I wouldn't recommend that, but if you want this part, I definitely recommend that. What else do we have? Oh, this one is really nice for our garden herbs, or like basil, cilantro, oregano, things like that. So when they're fresh, you just put it down on a cutting board and you throw these little rollers underneath it, and you get your little fresh herbs that way all nice and chopped up. So if you ever try to chop them, sometimes they get all mushed up together, so this is an easier way to do that. Cheese grater, Jeff's the cheese grater at the house. And we just got this new one from Pamper Chef. He loves it, I do not. So it's a little bit hard to get out. But anyway, we never buy cheese that's in a bag because it has that cellulose on it. So if you can help it, try to grate your own cheese. We also use our food processor for that. So we stick it in there when we have the big chunks and we're making like, I don't know, enchiladas, pizza, yeah. We stick that in there. What do they call this? A straight line...
Microplaner.
Microplaner, yeah. So this is good for shaving your like lemon zest, and you even do like fine cheeses like Parmesan, stuff like that. We were just talking about these scissors. My sister-in-law sold Tupperware when we were younger, a few years ago, and we had all the Tupperware things in the world, and this was like, Jeff said, like a $50 pair of scissors, which back then was a lot of money for us, and probably is still today for scissors, but he says they're the best scissors ever. So those are good. I don't know if you guys have ever used one of these. It's a chopper. It's got that serrated. Can you see the edge there? And this is really good for making French fries and carrot sticks and things like that have a texture to them. We have our lemon and lime juicer. So that's really fun. Get our juice. And Jeff works with this amazing lady who travels the world, and she brings back knickknacks is at Christmas time for them, and so she brought back this as a little juicer, and so you just stick it, I should get a lime out, just stick it in the lime, or lemon, and twist it, and when we were watching the chef show, they would do that with a spoon, just stick it in there and twist it, and then pop your cork and all your juice comes out. Pretty cool. Okay, this is a spiralizer, the poor man's kind. It's called the Vegetti, although we had some fun with this when we were doing one of our online classes, and they called it the Vajayjay. So you just put your, Jeff's like totally grossed out now. You put your zucchini or whatever in there, and you just spiral it, and it all comes out here. And there's actually a little top here that can hold that last little bit of it so you don't lose your knuckles in there. And for some reason I have 2 of those. Apple cutter This is fantastic. It's always good for the kiddos for their treats, their little snacks of apples. And then I don't know if any of you guys do loose leaf teas, but this is a diffuser, so you put your loose leaf tea and then you can stick it down into your cup or something like this, same thing. So you can buy all kinds of fun flavored teas, and this is another one of those, you know, all the loose leaf tea toys that Sandra, Jeff's boss, also brought us back from who knows where. She buys a one-way ticket around the world, so who knows where she's been. And then the last one, you guys have probably seen this from Pampered Chef. This is for hard cheeses like Romano and Parmesan. It's left-handed right now. For my cheese grater, it's left-handed. Oh, yay. Okay, so that's that. That's our fun, oh, well, this is the essential one too, right? The oil, or the wine. Okay, where are we going from here? Over here, lots of cutting boards. So I cut up tons and tons of vegetables, and we finally invested in some decent knives. So we've got some really good cutlery here. Over here we keep some of our staple vegetables and fruits so we can see them and we know when they're ripe. Avocados. I've got a spaghetti squash, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make my spaghetti tomorrow. So, famous spaghetti. And then Jeff and I tend to have sourdough on hand all the time. We try to get the farm to market sourdough. And so we keep that there with some butter. And we happen to get a mango this week. And this little guy is butternut squash. He's going to become butternut squash soup tonight. I already roasted it, and so I'll tell you all about that one on just a little Facebook video. Okay, next things that are really the most used in the house are our saute pans. You guys have seen me cut up tons of vegetables and put those in the saute pans, and then just there's a skillet here, not the skillet, the pot, to make some of our carbs. And I'll just show you some of the things that we eat for carbs when we're having them for dinner. So we'll do some arrozo or some organic rice, and then I think we have some of that black, yes. So this is one of our favorite kinds of rice. It's called forbidden black rice, and we make this, or I make it with coconut milk. So it's your liquid that you use, and it tastes really rich. It's almost buttery, and it's delicious. It's a big treat when we have that. Other things that are staples in here that I go for snacks all the time is my almonds. What is this, a 3-pound bag from Costco? I hit those pretty hard. We started having those at night with some chocolate chips, some Ghirardelli dark chocolate chips, and we call them our nuts and seeds. You know, because these are our nuts. Chocolate chips are certainly seeds, right? And then peanut butter. And so I've got a couple things here that I bring out every once in a while when I do some smoothies. So this is maca powder and hemp powder, and probably another thing of maca powder. Yeah. And then chia seeds and coconut and cocoa nibs and cocoa powder. And even some dates. So these ingredients I can use in some of those power balls. Or we used to have this morning routine where we would do a lot of smoothies. So we kind of get out of that in the winter. Your body doesn't like cold foods in the winter, so coming back into summer, we might have some smoothies in the morning with fresh frozen berries, or not fresh, frozen berries, and maybe a little bit Greek yogurt and some of these things. Hemp powder actually is not the most yummy, but it's a good protein source. And the maca powder doesn't really have a whole lot of taste. It just kind of tastes a little bit chalky, but it's or nutty, malty, and it just kind of helps rebalance the body. I think Christy talked to you guys a little bit about the adaptogens, which maca is. Makes you happy, so that's always a good thing to have. All right, I'm coming around here. The other thing I wanted to show you is I keep my diffuser here. We talked a little bit the other day about essential oils, and I have my drawer here with some essential oils in there, and I'll tell you my very favorite is, what is it? It's not that one, not eucalyptus, lemongrass. And so lemongrass and orange are two of my favorites. They're uplifting, they're fun. And then we keep a nice stock of Pyrex. So all of our leftovers or all of our lunches go into Pyrex, and we bring those to work when we work outside the home. He's like, I don't know when that'll be again. So lots of Pyrex and store everything in that rather than all the old Tupperware that we used to, but I just can't bring myself to throw away, or sometimes I need a bigger thing that won't go in glass. So those are some of my big things. Am I forgetting anything, Jeff? What are some of our other favorite things? No. Do you want to show them our fridge? Some of the things
Oh
we keep
heavens,
stuff in?
no. They don't want to see that.
Here's some artwork by our children, grandchildren. And then some things that we tend to always have on hand. We have chicken. Here's the sauerkraut that I've been doing. We have all kinds of lettuces. We've got broccoli, celery. We've got some fresh berries here. I'll mix these with my Greek yogurt. It's good probiotic. Celery for my peanut butter. It's really just a spoon for the peanut butter to come into my mouth with. And we've got our fruits, so apples. Apples, by the way, are really good to help promote digestion. We can't break down the outside skin. It's got pectin in it, and so it helps push things along your digestive tract. So I really do believe the apple a day keeps the doctor away, keeps constipation away. Good for you. And then here's where Jeff buys all of his pets, all of his beets landing. Beets.
Need to get on
And
those,
we
sorry.
also have a run on leeks right now, so I think we have like 3 or 4 things with leeks. Those are big coming out right now. I know that one doesn't look really right. I'll have some zucchini, so I'll spiralize those with the spaghetti squash and some peppers tomorrow when I make my spaghetti. And then we drink whole milk, vitamin B milk, and then we've been drinking some margaritas, to be honest. I made margaritas next. And then this is some of our takeout. And then these are my favorite things here. Is my homemade salad dressing, my marinated artichokes, my Kalamata olives. Tracy's my olive sister, yay girl. And I like to use olive tapenade. And then we go through eggs like they're banana style. So we've got some egg whites and organic free range eggs, Greek yogurt. We actually got a head of iceberg lettuce in a CSA box the other day, and we haven't had iceberg lettuce for how many years do you think it's been since we had that in our house? So we've been using that for a hamburger like lettuce wrap thing. So we put it to use, and then the bagels are Braden's. Yeah. What else? That's good. That's enough. You guys have had enough of my kitchen. All right. I'd love to hear what are some of your favorite things in yours. Thanks, guys.